we are self-proclaimed hummingbirds because they are birds of life, and my mother doesn't like raw meat. They like the heat and dancing. They like the bright lances of their mouths in the hearts of flowers, so they are hummingbirds flying under the shadow of vultures. But it's not as bad as it sounds, or perhaps it's worse. See, the vultures aren't the cursed birds we make them out to be, and they don't eat my hummingbird family. They don't need to. Because there's more to being a hummingbird than just flirting around and pollinating flowers. What they never tell you about being a hummingbird is that you are always hours away from starving, that your body cannot beat your wings this hard indefinitely, that hummingbirds are birds that have death in their throats, and that's what we are, frantic, our bodies built to be broken. The vultures know this and they're sorry, because a vulture feels the death of a hummingbird like the fall of its own feathers. These weightless little birds, vastly alive in the panic of their own death, they never tell you that vultures are afraid of dying too. Perhaps it would be better if we were vultures. As my sister says, who cares about being bald when you're the undisputed goth of the bird world? And a hummingbird can only fly at the height of its own hunger. But where a vulture flies, it can see so far ahead that it recognises the outline of the future. The vulture is a go-getter of a bird. And our hummingbirds shake their long beaks at the vultures and say that they don't care about much at all. But they do care, because vultures never wish to be birds of terror. In a group, the vultures are a committee, because even birds need some form of democracy. In flight, they are a kettle stirring the skies with their wing beats. But at a carcass, they are awake. Not just in mourning for the dead thing they're eating, but also alive, conscious, awake, because nothing saddens a vulture more than this death right here under its beak. We are a family of hummingbirds that should wish we were vultures, that should be able to look further than our own fear, that should not have to beat our wings this hard just to get where we are going. Sometimes I find myself flying under the shadow of a vulture and pretending it were mine, that I was strong enough to fly without having to beat my wings at all, that I were able to stomach death that easily. But we hummingbirds are too small, and we'll go on hating the vultures above us just for the things we can never be.